just getting. He probably just wants a little bit of clean air, just getting on with it. But Moosey, it is all yours, mate. You can take us through the first lap of qualifying and show the drivers how it's supposed to be done.
Well, I shouldn't take us through it then, but we'll come on to the straight. DRS wide open. You want to keep to the left here, and once we get into turn one, we want to ride as much of the curb on the left-hand side. Just open it up for ourselves as he does there. Into turn one we go here. Misses that apex just a little bit. Turn two here, you want to avoid the curb because it will turn you around in a big way. Through three we come now. Very long right-hander. Want to try and keep it as flat and as pinned as you want there. Another right-hander here. Into four we come. Very, very nicely done there from Jackie Perez. And through five here now we come. Another place that you can get on the power all too early indeed. Through the little blind kink of six and into 7 and 8. This is where we're going to see some drivers die tonight, I think. And he has navigated it very well here. Through 8, 9. Gets a little bit of a twitch. Another place where quite a lot of these drivers can get on the power very early and get it all wrong as he misses the apex there into 10. And scruffy lap here, but not looking horrible at all, as we have kept all 4 tyres on the black stuff, and we're about to have our first lap time. Very twisty and technical sector 3 here. You don't want to hit those yellow sausage curbs because they will just throw the car around. Misses that apex on the inside again, and this will be the first time lap. It is a 17.6 to kick us off here, Dees. Smashed immediately.
I was about to say Sando behind, showing us really what we are looking for in terms of the top of the field. A 16.4 from him, a 16.6 from M Stone. Prezzo's done 18.2 as well. But yeah, getting a good banker is really important here because you don't get many chances. So if you can go out and have a good lap first off, then you don't really have to push too hard. You can just rely on that track evolution to find time progressively over the session.
Yeah, exactly right. And I found out the hard way last night, mate, that you definitely need a decent banker. Because I got it all wrong at turn 1 and ended up with only 3 wheels on the car and tumbling down the line as we're about to see Tent Sandals come across the line, mate. First of the big hitters, and it is a 16.9, so it looks like Prince OK is looking fairly decent thus far.
Yeah, so he's struck early with that lap time. That's a solid one. As Flourish is coming around, but he's invalid. And Buster is out on turn 2, mate.
Yes, he certainly is.
So on board with Scotty. We should get a bit of footage.
Yeah.
And yeah, on the left.
So yeah, as I mentioned with that lap from Jackie Perez, very easy to get it all wrong there, and end up in the wall. I was saying it a bit latter than the Jackie Perez lap, and we were just talking about it, mate. That I got it all wrong there last night, and Buster's done exactly what I did, mate. Lucky for the lad that he has set a lap time. Yeah,
so he's going to have to hope that holds steady, but he's probably going to be dropping down and kicking himself as well. But we're here with Dino. But going back to that turn 2 curb, you can ride it. It is possible. It's not easy. You do get lap time out of it, but I think for a banker, you probably wouldn't want to be risking your qualifying session by mounting a curb that can end your session very prematurely. But unfortunately, Buster going for it, and it's ended his session very early.
Yeah.
Scotty again. He looks like he's been struggling for pace in recent weeks, and once again, he's not right at the pointy end of the field where you would, I guess, assume to expect him.
Yeah, I think he's left a bit of time out there, but yeah, he's definitely struggled for pace the last couple of weeks. As we're seeing Buster in the chat, mate, he's not happy.
Yeah, as you'd imagine. This track bites, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been saying that about a lot of tracks recently, but you know, maybe we've got a few of the easier circuits out of the way, and we're onto the harder ones at the end of the season.
It certainly is. And mate, just for the trivia buffs at home, Barcelona, Spain. This track right here was the first ever track that the OSRL went racing on for a pre-season testing night in season 1.
Yes, it was. I don't believe I was there, but I remember hearing about it. I wasn't an admin back in those early days. I don't think I was at admin until halfway through season 1 at least. Maybe 2/3 of the way through. Here comes Jury, one of our other admins.
Yeah. That's where they realise the potential you had, mate.
That's when I started talking shit on Twitch with a microphone on the OSRL channel, and somehow people keep coming back, so... Good signs, I assume.
KD1997 in the chat saying, doesn't this league normally do full quali? Yes, we do. We have a sprint weekend coming to us this week, of which we do an 18-minute qualifying, which is what you're seeing at the moment, followed by a 25% sprint race for half points, and then we'll have our feature race after that, which will consist of full points. So, KD, you are all over it. We do normally have full quali, but sprint weekend here in Barcelona.
Yep, absolutely nailed it, Moose, and Roscoe just running wide at the final corner and invalidating his lap. That sucks. There's no worse place to do an invalidation than right at the end of the lap. No worries, mate. As we'll just try and pick someone up who is on a lap. Aston Martin's on a lap. No. You know what? We'll go back to Tyler, who I saw coming up in Sector 1. 21.8 from him as he comes around to this long sweeping right-hander turn 4. Not quite, well, nowhere near as long as turn 3. That one feels like it goes on forever, especially in the 50% race with race fuel in the front left, just starting to feel very, very worn as the stint goes on. But in qualifying, it's absolutely magic up through turn 9, almost flat in qualifying. If you can do it flat, you've just got to absolutely nail everything about it, turning point, gear, setup, everything. So not very easy. Probably safer to take a little lift now. A lift over here through the kink of 11 into the uphill sweeping right hand of turn 12 and into this clumsy final part of the sector 3 downhill right hander into this chicane, high sausage curves, a little bit of clattering there from the Williams on the left front as we exit, and we're going to set a lap time. It is a 16.6, which is
good luck.
A pretty decent effort there from the Williams as Sando goes faster in his Alpha Tauri. It's a 16.1 for him, Moosey.
It certainly is, mate, and these times are tumbling. We're as Prezzo is out as well, and turn 7's got a victim.
So it has.
And
there he is.
The victim? It is Prezzo F1. Very, very unluckily for the lad. What was I saying before that?
I don't know. Something.
Yeah. Oh, well, turn 7 doing turn 7 things. Oh, the timing screen. So we normally don't see this sort of gap in this Tier 2 competition. So clearly the 18-minute qualifying definitely suiting some drivers rather than others.
Yep. Some drivers just... It's a lot more pressure, mental pressure than you're used to with a full qualifying where you have lots of time to sort of de-stress between runs and take your time, think about it. You have heaps of time to go out and set that lap to get out of the bottom 5. But here it's all on the line early. 10th Sandals here. He's almost 4/10 up, Moosey, which is going to put him towards the first row or two. And if you can find some more time through Sector 3, maybe you can even challenge Sando for that provisional pole with 7 minutes on the clock.
Sector 3. Absolutely nailed good. Sector 3.
Yeah, 16.3. So P3 at the moment.
2/100
but a good lap time.
The front row. Just 2/100 off the front row, 10 Sandals. And we'll go back to one of the other championship protagonists, Scotty, who's just coming to the end of Sector 1, mate. In fact, he's gone past the end of Sector 1 and was 4/100ths down on his best time. So if he's got a little bit of time in him, he's got to fight it in Sectors 2 and 3.
Yes, he does. Sector 1, even if you do a bad Sector 1, air quotes, you're only going to lose a 10th or 2. It's a lot of flat out, so... The heart of, the lap time is in Sector 2 and Sector 3 here, where most of the corners, braking zones, potential time to lose and be found is. So those are the 2 sectors you really have to nail. Yeah,
well, he definitely nailed that Sector 2, mate. As he runs wide, and he was improving by a lot, because he had improved by 2/10 through the middle sector and carried that through. So 2/10 would have put him somewhere in between 2.5 and Tyler Gaming. So Scotty just costing himself there on the last couple of corners.
It's easy to do. You get a little bit of that inside curb through there, it unsettles you, and you just drift out wide, trying to hold on to a bit of lap time. Bosco and here coming across the line, not improving on that specific lap, so he's going to stay where he is for now. Jury's coming around on his lap. I think Prince is as well, just ahead, or that might be Roscoe, one of the two Alpines.
Yeah, Jury was a 10th up through the second sector. He might improve here. In fact, does improve by 3/10 to put himself P9, mate.
Yeah, the Ferrari of 2.5 is, I believe, attempting to push here into the third sector, 10th down on his previous best through sector 2. But yes, he brakes for the pit lane, so no improvement on that one. So we go back to Roscoe, mate, with the only driver without a lap time, with 5 minutes remaining. Not a comfortable place to be.
No, definitely not. And he's about to have a lap time on the board, mate, barring some sort of horrible disaster. Goes and puts himself up into P11, which will send Prezzo to the bottom. Unfortunately, the lad crashing out there at turn 7. But, mate, Buster can't do anything about it either, and he's right down the bottom as well.
Yeah, and as I alluded to before, it was going to be a tough ask for that to hold on that time that he did set.
Yeah, absolutely. So with 4 minutes and change left in this session, mate, the fastest at the moment is Sando. And he looks pretty comfortable out front, doesn't he? He's got a couple of tenths buffer back to Prince OK.
He does, his team.
As Maniac goes round.
There you go. I was just flicking to his teammate. One AlphaTauri loving it out there, one not looking so good. So, but Maniac, he's been around that sort of bottom half of the grid most of the season, so
yeah, no
big surprise. Just hasn't quite found the pace this season.
He hasn't. Roscoe's on an in-lap. Nathammer is on an in-lap. Broken Reptile might be the only man on a lap here, mate.
Yeah, we'll give him a bit of love. The fuel light is on, so if he stays out, this would be ballsy because he won't be able to make it back. But he's invalidated, so Giles, mate, he's just about to start a lap, so we'll stay with him for the duration.
Flourish has just started one. If that's alright, we'll
stay with Giles.
Yeah.
We'll give the reserve a bit of love.
A bit of love. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Oh dear. In the green Red Bull, mate. Is it
the green Red Bull?
Is it too soon?
I'll tell you what, Red Bull handled that perfectly with the green Red Bull cans.
Absolutely they did. I'll tell you what, Chris.
That was quite amazing.
Sook, but he's funny.
I like him because he's funny. He doesn't hold his words back.
Yeah.
That appeals to my inner self.
Your inner chaos.
My inner chaos. Let's call it that.
Yeah. Is that Giles?
The voices inside my head.
Alright, Randy Orton.
Slithering about. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out!
What?
RKO, baby!
Out of nowhere!
Out of nowhere! Here comes Giles and
improves.
Stays 17th with a half a second improvement. So quite a ways back from the field this evening. 10th Sandals, your man, is on a lap, mate, and a 10th up in Sector 1.
Oh! Oh, did he get... Oh, was that a lag, or did he get bit hard at turn 7?
I'm not gonna lie, I looked away for a split second, so I have no idea what you're talking about, but he's continuing on. We'll get an idea of the time down here.
No,
and he's still positive. He's still to the positive.
And this could be a very, very decent lap, as he's only got to improve by 2/10 to beat Sando here. So if he can find a little something in Sector 1, McLaren may be on provisional pole here. Here we come around the final corner we go with 10th Sandals. Stays to the right for a nice short run of the line and only goes to P2 less than 4. 0.3 of a second off Baby
Yeah,
Sando, mate.
good lap time. So we'll see how it holds up. Prince OK, mate. He is on his lap. Sando just ahead on his out lap. So here we come into Sector 3 with the LP. The AlphaTauri just ahead, starting his lap. And a little bit wayward through that chicane is Prince. That's probably cost him a little bit of lap time, but we'll see as he comes across the line now. And he only marginally improves. I imagine he's going to go again, but that might have been his chance at pole gone.
Oh, whoa, 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 Flourish expires. Out. Whack.
Luckily for him, he's still in a good position.
And, wow, he lost the rear end. I think that's out of, what's that, turn 3 there. The long sweeping right-hander, and he was on the scene of the accident before we knew it, mate.
Well, Sando is actually basically the furthest car around. We'll stay with it as he comes up through 7 and 8 now. A little wiggle, which is you'd kind of expect it through there as you go over the curve, unsettles the rear, but it's faster. Loosey Goosey is the new fasty, and he's a 10th up Moosey. He's looking for a 15.
He certainly is, and I'll tell you what, if anyone's going to get it, Sando has looked the quickest of everyone thus far tonight, as the checkered flag is dropped here, mate.
Has.
And Sando coming around the last couple of corners now, he's nailed them. And what can Sando produce for it? He stays to the right also. Are we into the 15s? We're well into the 15s there, mate. It is a 15.8. That is an insane lap time from Baby
Yeah,
Sando.
great lap. Jury got himself up to 4th, mate. That's a big lap from the Alfa Romeo. What about M-Stone here? He's been in contention with, the top 3, 4, 5 guys this evening as he stays 5th. And he's going to cross the line, but he got that all wrong at the exit of the final couple of corners and doesn't improve, mate. He was up, but he's thrown it away at the end there. Championship leader crossing the line now. Does he get himself in the top 10? No, he doesn't.
Ooh.
That's big news for this evening. What about Nat Hammer? Can he get himself in the top 10? And he does. He goes up to 4th, so Boss Gohan is pushed out. Dino 420 fam is on a lap as well in the Mercedes, but he's invalidated. He's got no nose. And, well, that is qualifying, Moosey. Sando takes the pole position ahead of Tent Sandals and Prince OK. Nat Hammer, Jury Strat, M-Stone, Roscoe, Floating Spy, 2-5, and Dino, the 10 who critically get into the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will now have a lobby reset for all of our drivers. We will be we'll be back with a reverse grid top 10 for our 25% sprint race, and then once we get to the feature race, it will be the grid as they have qualified. So Dino 420 fam on pole for this for the sprint race.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will bugger off and reset quickly.
Yeah, perfect. So these are the qualifying results on the screen, and a great lap there from Sando to take it by basically 3/10. So that's a cracking lap from the AlphaTauri, and we know he's had the pace this season. He's just had, unfortunately, not much luck and.